That'd be great if we could get her on with you, for one of the interviews in a few weeks' time. It'd be great to hear from her story of like what it was like dealing with it and how she got through. Because again, as you said, that share could be just something that pulls someone out of their dark hole. Watching.
Yeah, I think she'd be more than happy to. As I said, she's a wonderful lady, and she's very inspirational in the ways in which she's gone through what she's gone through and gotten to where she's gotten to. So, yeah, it's not as if life gets sometimes necessarily any easier for her, reliving all of those things that she's had to go through. But it's definitely made her stronger. It's definitely made her more resilient, and it's definitely made her more beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah, that's really good that you can be an advocate for mental health, Matt, while not letting people use mental health as an excuse to not, do what you need to do to get over it. That's good that, you still have boundaries because, those are important to any mental health or boundaries. So looks like you have the right mindset. That's really good.
I hope so, mate. And as I said, we just share what we can with other people so that they can operate out of the same sort of place that we do now that we're well.
Yeah, and I think that's right, Doug, because you've been through that yourself in your own circumstances, as I have in others, and everyone's story is different. But the thing is, over the years of experience, just you get that when I get up, it's you do need a purpose, and you need really good friends around you. You can't be by yourself. You might need a bit of time by yourself, but you cannot being by yourself is very dangerous. Like even my situation of like just, which not about my story here, but partly of all the broken relationships I caused and the anger I wasn't dealing with. And this is from a young kid of like 3 years old right up to probably in my mid 60s, because I'm 69 now. And the breakthrough I had in seeing why that was occurring, you get to go, well, okay, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know where I'm going to go when time's up to pass away. I don't know. But at the moment, having the wonderful friends around, being able to inspire other people like you do and Doug does, like just the fact that Doug 6 years ago was 320 pounds and he was a huge guy, soda addiction, to now through this channel that I created because I just wanted to share his story, and it's grown into this. He gets hugs and selfies in the street. I'm not even getting that, Doug. What's going on? And I'm supposed to be some sort of celebrity, and he's getting autographs and, hey, you're that guy. A bus driver yelled out, "Wait, you're that guy off the YouTube channel." I don't get it.
In fact, I should let you know, Andy, I signed my first autograph today for a fan I met the other day.
Yeah, of course you'd have to tell me that. But that's the change. Like Doug's mum is a psychologist in the prison systems in Arizona, and she travels a lot. She even said to me the other day, she said, "I literally cannot believe the transformation in Doug." And neither can I. We're really good friends now. There's no client relationship anymore. There's no passing money back and forth. He's paying me. We're friends, and he's an amazing guy. So anyone can do that. I'm not talking about having your own channel, but if you want to, you can. You can do anything that you want. Once you cannot change the circumstances, but you don't have to live in them. You can move beyond those circumstances, as hard as it is, and it is hard. There's no BS about that. It is hard. But once you get that strength to go over one hurdle and then another one, you start to go, okay, this is shit, but I've got the strength now to move through this. And, I share stories with people like Stuart Diver, who a lot of Australians will remember that story of when, the landslide happened on the snowy mountain. I forget exactly where it was, up in New South Wales, one of the ski resorts, where the mountain gave way and all the apartments and units there were covered in, like 60, 70 foot of concrete and snow. He was buried under, I think, 60 feet of concrete and dirt, or 50 feet or something. He said it was black, and all he could feel was this concrete slab on his face, and the water was up to his neck. He was in bed. His wife was there. She sadly drowned because she wasn't high enough. He came out of that. He got rescued, God knows how, and he wrote a book about it. He's married with other kids. Now, seriously, you can move beyond anything if you really have the support and the strength, and it's not easy. It's not.
No, I 100% agree with you. It's sometimes you just wish you could shake some people and let them know exactly what we're trying to articulate right here, but sometimes you can't. They've got to find out for themselves, and a lot of us have to find out the hardest of ways. So, I was one of those people too that couldn't see hope 1 inch in front of my eyelids. And now I just see it in everything that I'm around, and so you just want people to see what I see, and everything's possible. Everything's possible. Anything's possible. I mean, I run a bloody charity with no qualifications to run a charity, but I run a very, very successful charity with the help and support, like you said, of great people around me that guide and maneuver and dance with me through the challenges and through the positives and the wins as well. So, as you said, if you're around the right people and you tap into the strength of who you are, then you do whatever you want.
Yes, so true, mate. Look, I think we've run out of time just for this particular session, but we'd absolutely love for you to come back with your friend. Obviously you're very busy and, say 2 or 3 weeks time, but I think Doug will agree. And I'm actually sitting here talking to you, but talking to Doug as well, because he is an inspiration as well for what he's been through and what he's created, and yourself, Matt. So yeah, it's a blessing to have met you and know what you're up to and have all this creative, which is our point before about anything's possible. There was no way in the world that I 6-7 years ago was even going to entertain doing what I'm doing now. Not even close to it. Like all the platforms you run, the fun ones, talking about pro wrestling, the fun ones talking about train drivers, because I was a train driver and a pro wrestler, and not at the same time, of course. But, like just having those people on sharing their fun stories. And then we have, the more serious side of Relentless. But that was never, ever going to happen until I finally got the way I was being and what was causing that. And through a lot of years got to let go of that. And so now I can sit here and see you, Doug and many other people, and going, wow, this is really amazing. The difference it's making for myself and Doug and you and everybody else that hears these stories. Yeah,
absolutely. Storytelling's a big component of what this world needs more of, so that we can, function at our best. And I could sit and listen to people's stories all day long, because there's always learnings in them. As I said, if we just in all my work around the world, I know one thing to be true, and that's that there's nobody we cannot love once we've heard their story. So we just need more people in this world to share their story, and we'll fall more in love with the beautiful people that we're surrounded by.
Oh, absolutely, mate. On those words, what a great ending. You need to write another book, mate.
No deal. I'll get Doug to write it, I think.
Yeah, you can do it. I'll tell you something funny, mate. And out of all this, over these years of what I cause, I've actually got a beautiful relationship now with a wonderful lady from Seattle, which that's another story on its own. But it came to me because I had to let go of who I was and just sit in peace for a few years, and it was fantastic. But she came up with a great quote. I said, I got to make a T-shirt out of this. When we met, it was only a meeting. She came to LA. We'd known each other for 4 years, talking on social media, not through dating platforms. It was through an entrepreneurial service we were with. But she gave this quote yesterday. She said, we were going to meet for 2 hours. It lasted for 6. And the only reason I left was I had to leave. And I went, I love that. She goes, met for 2, stayed for 6, left because I had to.
It's the truth behind every good relationship, isn't it? So once we share parts of ourselves, it just continues on, and we learn and lead with the rest of our lives with it.
Yeah, met Doug for one, and it's been 6 years. Oh my God.
Well, before, when you were saying that there's no money involved anymore, it should be Doug sending you invoices now, I reckon.
Yeah. I think so, mate.
Time to get that money back off Andy, I think, Doug.
Yeah, and I'm gonna send an invoice tomorrow for $3 billion.
All righty, Matt. Thanks, mate. Really enjoyed having you on again as usual. And Doug will put the book up on here, and the subscribers and new viewers can check it out, and really encourage you to purchase it. Not your book, Doug. What a battle going, the battle of the books.
Yeah. I think Doug's got me covered there.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Doug. Thanks, mate.
Alrighty. We'd like to thank Matt for appearing on the show. Check out his book, Nobody Can Save Me. And we'll see you next week for the next episode of Relentless and Unstoppable.